Hello everyone and welcome to Anna Hudgens Beauty. I am Anna and in today's video I'm going to be doing this bridal makeup look for you guys inspired by Winter Wonderland weddings. Now, even though this look is inspired by the Winter Bride, I think you can use this look any time of the year, and I used all affordable products. I also just wanted to mention I'm throwing in some tips and tricks here and there. I also did a little save or splurge moment throughout the video where I recommend high-end beauty products that I think are worth the splurge for your special day. So let's get into it. Alright, so for this look we are starting with the brows, and before I get into it, let me just give you some tips. If you don't know how to shape your brows, then I would use something like this. It's a brow stencil, and you just put it on your brow and fill in the stencil. Another thing you could do is have them professionally shaped by getting your brows threaded or waxed, but I would recommend doing that far in advance to your wedding day, just in case something goes wrong and you don't like it, you have time for them to grow back out. But if you love it, then go back to that person like a week before so they're nice and fresh, because the smoother the skin is, the smoother the eyeshadow will lay down onto your eyes. This is the Got to Be Glued styling spiking glue for a special occasion where you want your brows to stay put, do not budge. I use this. Now I'm going to go in with a spoolie brush like this. So you're just going to use the tiniest amount of this, and then you just brush it through the brow. Now the reason you want to use just a little bitty amount of this, because you don't want all that white residue and you don't want them to look wet. You just want them to have enough gel in them so that you could shape them and brush up the hairs so that your brows look fuller. Now moving on to filling them in, I'm going to use Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit Cosmetics. Now this is a high-end product because I simply do not have a drugstore product that I particularly like. For a drugstore option, I would recommend NYX. Those are the pencils that I see used the most on YouTube, and they seem to look the best. So I would try one of those as long as it is water resistant or waterproof. If not, this would be an area where I would splurge and get a brow pencil from a high end, because they have the best color matches. It's going to look the most natural and it's going to stay on all day. So save or splurge when it comes to brows. I would splurge on a good brow pencil. I know Benefit has mini sizes, so you could try a mini size to save some coin. So I'm just gonna see where I have any empty spaces. Like right here, I have a little empty space, so I'm just gonna flick that in there like that. And you're gonna use very soft, light strokes. I love to line the bottom here in the front very lightly, and then fill in this little gap I have here and go down. And then I just like to fill in this arch right here because it has hair, but it's very light. So I like to fill that in. Just draw down the tail of the brow. And for now, I'm going to leave the front completely empty, and we'll finish filling that in at the very end. Alright, so I'm done with the brows, and I have a couple of tips for you when filling in your brows. You want to make sure before you're done with everything to take a photograph, and the photo will show you if there are any gaps or anything in the brow that you need to fix. Just throw in a little pencil, some powder, you'll be good to go. For my second tip, I want to say when using something like this for your brows, you want to make sure to clean up around so there's no residue of that sticky gel left on your skin, because then that will hinder your makeup and it'll look a hot mess. Alright, so I want to talk a little bit about this next product because it is the star of the show, and it is the Morphe Face Palette. This is in the shade 8M, which is medium vibes, and I'll open it up so you can see what it looks like. It comes with contour, bronzer, setting powder, blush, and highlighter. This has everything you need. I'm going to show you how I use this. I absolutely love the quality of this. You can get this at Ulta, and I'm telling you, this great palette. So the only eye primer I have currently is this one. It's from Bare Minerals, and Bare Minerals is not a drugstore brand, but I know there are a lot of primers out there. Elf Cosmetics makes a good one. NYX Cosmetics makes a good one. There's a lot of brands that have eyeshadow primers. This will create the perfect base for your eyeshadow to stick to. It'll keep it on and lasting all day, all night. It also makes the eyeshadow more vibrant and keeps it from creasing throughout the day. So you don't want to use concealer, you want to use an eye primer. So I'm going to go in with the middle shade here, and I'm just going to blend this into the crease. I dab first and then blend using circular motions. Yes. And if you're wondering, this little headband is from Kitsch. I got it at Ulta. I actually really like it. It helps to protect your hair from all the makeup. Go back in with my flat brush, and I'm gonna take the lightest highlighter shade right here. And I'm just gonna brush this along the lid of the eye. So now we're gonna add a little more definition into the eyes here. So I'm gonna get a tiny brush, and I'm gonna go in with the contour shade right here. I'm just gonna dab that into the outer corner of the eye. And now I'm gonna go up into the crease just a little tiny bit. I'm just gonna build it up to the intensity that I like till it's as dark as I want it to be and nice and blended without looking harsh. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the bronzer shade over here, and I'm gonna go into the middle crease a little bit with that. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about skincare. You want to make sure that you're taking care of your skin, because the better your skin looks, the better the makeup will look. So you want to, at bare minimum, use a cleanser and a good moisturizer. And for your wedding day, you want to make sure that you do not use SPF, because some SPF can cause flashbacks. So make sure that your foundation and your moisturizer do not have that in it, just to be on the safe side, to make sure that you get the most beautiful pictures for your special day. So I'm gonna go in and finish the eyes with eyeliner. I have the Epic Ink eyeliner from NYX Cosmetics. It says on the packaging waterproof, but this is not waterproof. I always get it bleeding into the inner corners of my eyes. My favorite has been the roller liner from Benefit, but if you're concerned about the eyeliner coming off or bleeding into your eyes, especially on a day like that where you may be outside sweating, where you may be crying, you could skip eyeliner altogether. You can always use just an eyeshadow right here as a liner so that it gives you that depth without being, you know, super dramatic like eyeliner. I'm just gonna use this one that I know and love and line my eyes with that. For primer, I'm going to use the setting spray from Milani. Make it last right there. So you don't have to get the fruity one, you can just get the regular one. It says that it primes, corrects, and sets. Now I'm going to start off with a little color correcting. I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is in the orange shade, and I just like to do a little bit of correcting on the lip. The foundation I've chosen today is the LA Girl Pro HD foundation. It'll give you that beautiful glow. It's long wearing and it has great coverage. And this is what I would recommend if you have dry skin like me, but if you have oily skin, then my recommendation would be the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible, and my shade is 103. And I'm just taking it on a damp sponge. You want to make sure you wet it and then wring out all the water from it so that it's just nice and damp, not soaking wet. And then you take the foundation and just blend it out with that. You don't want to swipe, you want to bounce. It takes a long time, but that's what makes it look beautiful. For contour, I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation, and it's in the shade 13. You do not want to go straight on because that'll be way too much product and it'll really freak you out. So you just want to take a little bit at a time. I like to dab it. And then I take my fluffier brush. This is from It Cosmetics. These brushes are not all drugstore, I apologize, but you can maybe find something similar. I know Eco is coming out with something kind of like this. You could always use the sponge if you want to blend out the contour as well. The next step in our face is, of course, concealing and highlighting, and for that I'm going to use my favorite drugstore concealer. This is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, and I am in the shade 18 Light. I'm going to start by dragging it down the side of the nose, and then taking that and dragging it under the eye, and then going up to give that eye a lift. This shape of this sponge makes it so easy to blend this out because it's already got a straight edge to it. So again, I'm just bouncing really fast. I'm not wiping. Don't wipe. Whatever you do, don't wipe. Bounce. Now the lips are disappearing on me, so let's bring them back to life. And then we're going to contour the lips. All right, now we got to set all this glowiness with just a little bit of powder. So my drugstore favorite is the Fit Me Loose Setting Powder from Maybelline. And this is in the shade 10 Fair Light. And this can be a little bit drying, so I'm just going to use the tiniest bit of this. Now here we go with another save or splurge moment. The setting powder is the last thing that goes on the face. It's the thing that everybody's going to see. So this is where I would splurge and get a more high-end powder. So my favorite high-end powder is the Translucent Loose Setting Powder from Laura Mercier. Now we're going to go in with the tiniest bit of the Fit Me powder from Maybelline. And we're going to set under the eye. You're going to dab it to make sure that it doesn't get cakey, to make sure that it doesn't stay on too long and start looking dry. So there we go. Now we're going to set the contour. So I'm going to take my palette and I'm going to take this first shade right here, and I'm just going to go over all the areas that we contoured with. Now for blush, I'm going to go in with this shimmering blush right here. This is my trick. I go like this, I tap it on my finger to get the excess off, and then I dab it on my hand, and then I go in, and then it gives you the perfect amount of blush. And you can go as little or as much blush as you want. So now before we highlight the face, I'm going to set it, and for the setting spray, you can definitely go back in with your Milani setting spray, but in my personal opinion, nothing makes my makeup stay on and last longer than the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This is another moment in my makeup routine. I would definitely pick splurge and go with the high-end setting spray because I guarantee you this will keep your makeup locked and set all day, all night. To save some money, you can get the mini size like I have right here. It's a little more affordable than the full size. I really was trying to save you guys some money, and I would say just use the highlighters that are in the palette. But I absolutely love this highlighter so much. I just had to throw this in. This is the Makeup Revolution highlighter in Just My Type. Now you can skip this step altogether if you don't like that shiny glow, but I personally love it, so I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to spray the side of my face with a small blending brush, and then go in on the high points of the cheek and just really get that glow. It's beautiful, it's soft, it's just gorgeous. I love this highlighter so much. And I also like to bring a little bit onto the apples of the cheek just to give that glow to the center of the face. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna do a little bit on the forehead. Now I'm gonna do Cupid's bow. A little bit under the mouth here on the chin area. And then for the nose, I'm gonna use a pencil brush. This is my secret weapon to getting it super precise. And I just go on the tip. Blend it out with my finger. Go in between the brow. And then go in with my finger and blend it out a little bit. Then I'm going to take that and get the inner corner of the eye here. That really opens up your eyes. You must curl your eyelashes, so make sure you have an eyelash curler. This is a must. Now we've come to another save or splurge moment, and in my opinion, I personally would splurge on a really good high-end mascara. I have tried so many drugstore mascaras. They're alright, so I'm going to show you my favorite. This is the Bambi Eyes waterproof mascara. Again, waterproof is a must for your wedding day because you may be sweating, you might be crying. Now my favorite one is the Bad Gal Bang mascara from Benefit. This one is a limited edition bottle. It usually comes in a black bottle, and they also have mini sizes. So again, if you're trying to save some coin, get the mini size. This is the Bambi Eyes from L'Oreal. And this works really well because it really does lift the lashes. So there we go, that's what it looks like. So for the bottom lashes, I'm gonna go in with my Bad Gal Bang because it's just my favorite. For the lower lashes, it really emphasizes all those hairs. And you can see the difference, how it really opens up the eye and evens out the eye when you do the bottom lashes. All right, to open up the eyes even more, I'm gonna go on the lower waterline with a light pencil. My favorite one is from Essence, and it's the Extreme Lasting Waterproof and Silky Nude. Take my pinky and kind of lightly move the eye down a little bit, and then carefully place the pencil in the waterline. So I have one more step for the eyes, and this is optional. You don't have to do this, but since this is a winter wedding, I wanted to add a little bit of shimmer to the eyes, a little bit of that holiday glam, if you will, and I'm gonna go in with my favorite ColourPop eyeshadow, and it is called Ladybird. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but it is gorgeous. So I'm going to take a little brow powder. This is from NYX Cosmetics, and I'm just going to put some on an angled brush. I'm just going to kind of go over the brow. My trick for doing the front of the brow is just to go upwards in small little strokes to draw the hairs, and the trick is to pull the skin up so it's nice and tight. So now for the lips, I'm going to go in with a lip liner because I feel like lip liners stay on the lips a little bit better than lipstick. So for that, I'm going to use the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Good and Plenty. I'm going to tone it down just a touch with this lipstick from e.l.f. and it is in the color Cream. e.l.f. is a very affordable brand. You see how that just lightens it up just a touch. So everything's pretty much finished now except for the lashes. There's so many choices that you can have, but my favorites are always the Demi Wispy from Ardell. This is the Demi Wispy right here. It's long, but not too long. It's voluminous, but not too voluminous, and it has a little flare at the end, so it gives you that beautiful winged cat eye look. The Wispies are on this side, and you can see they're a little bit fuller, more voluminous, they're a little bit longer, and they're not as tapered at the ends. So there's a look at those. But I'm going to show you my favorite lashes from the drugstore. They are from Eylure Cosmetics, and they are these right here. They're called Bronze Beauty. So I'm just going to apply these off camera, and I'll be back with my final thoughts and my final tips and tricks. So this is the final look. What do you guys think? I absolutely love how it turned out. I think it's just beautiful how the skin is glowy but still natural looking. I love the brightness of the cheeks. This lip combo is everything, and I love it. So I hope you guys love it too. I know how frustrating it could be and how overwhelming it could be just by the sheer number of products that are out there. So I really hope this helped you out and gave you a good place to start when it comes to picking makeup for your wedding. So congratulations to all you brides out there. I am so happy for you. I love. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and please subscribe to the channel. The link is down below, that red button. Hit it for me and be part of my beauty family. Blessings to you all. I love you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah! Bye.
When you're around, I know it's true.